All right, my next guest is taking a lot of heat for making this bold prediction.
The Trumps will be a dynasty that will last for decades, propelling the Republican Party into a new party.
Brad Parscale, who is the Trump campaign manager, the youngest, I think, ever to manage a national campaign. You are getting a lot of backlash for that statement. Even Lou Dobbs from Fox Business, my friend, hit you saying this may be one of the dumbest things a campaign manager for a populist candidate ever said. Trump family building dynasty for decades to come, blah, blah, blah. Joining me now exclusively, Brad Parscale. Brad, you said that out there in California. It was a big fundraiser. And I get what Dobbs is saying. This is a movement about America. It's not about the name Trump. He led it. He was bold to do it. But it's going to go on beyond him. I think that's what Dobbs was bristling at.
Yeah.
So what is your
Well, look, let me
response?
explain. This was a family that was a juggernaut in business, and now they're a juggernaut in politics. And what I wanted to show was I watched this family firsthand in 2016, how hard they worked, 2020, how hard they're working now. And what I wanted the people of California to know, that sometimes get down on what's happening out there, no, this family is going to be with them for the future also. And I just wanted people to see that. And I truly believe that.
What you mean being president from years to come?
No, I just mean they're a juggernaut in politics, helping them fundraise, helping them have the policies of the president continue to fight for this grassroots movement. This movement is huge, and the president has taken it so far. And I think everybody in California wants to know this is going to continue to be fight.
So so you would concede, though, that the word dynasty might, if you had to say it again, would you say dynasty? Would you still? I know it's like I say things all the time, like I shouldn't have said that. This is like life.
I mean, this is the difference. If you're playing for the Spurs or Lakers, you want a dynasty. In politics, I guess you don't.
Yeah.
These are different things. But
it's a dynasty of philosophy, really.
Yeah.
Is it not? America first philosophy, populist, economic, nationalist, non-intervention.
Yes. What I want is them to understand that this family, what I was trying to explain out there is to feel how hard they're all fighting for him. The president, like he has to go through. Right before that, I explained what he had given up in his personal life, how hard he fights every day, the energy he gives. I was trying to make them feel, because they're out there sometimes in California all by themselves, it seems like, and I wanted them to understand that they're going to fight. And you know what the press isn't talking about today? The 3 or 4 districts that are already going to probably flip back to the Republicans out there. How hard these people are fighting out there. What's already occurring. And now the president's going to be on the ticket in 2020. What the opportunities. And I told them out there, the sky's the limit.
I personally was in hysterics on the tweet where it's like Trump 24, Trump 36, Trump. I mean, that is actually
Let's be
funny.
Honest, the real reason that everybody.
It triggers all the people on the left.
The media freaked out when they heard that they're going to have to deal with this possibly the rest of their lives and this movement. And I think they will. And I think that triggered them. And the real thing is I wanted them to understand that this is not just a one election or two election thing. This is a movement that's going to continue well past into the future.
All right, Brad, I want to move on to some other topics. First, I need to get your thoughts on a new report out from NBC that Warren and Hillary Clinton are talking behind the scenes as the 2020 race intensifies. Now, a lot of people think she's going to be the nominee, like Biden's going to ultimately fade away.
I do think Warren's on the rise.
So Warren's on the rise. Let's say she gets the nomination. Looks like Hillary's giving her some advice.
I think this is funny. I think this is great. After working against them in 2016, that I hope she gives them all kinds of advice and runs the identical campaign.
Let's talk about what else is happening. Is the Democrats' plan to flip a number of states? I mean, look, everybody wants to flip states to their column. That's how you win. I want to play something that was said recently about this plan. Watch.
How many do you think you can reasonably flip?
6. And you know what? We're coming at you, Texas. We dubbed the word Texodus, and I think it's genius. I love it. They've got an issue on their hands.
I have friends in Texas who are not thinking it's going to be a cakewalk in Texas. If it's not a cakewalk in Texas, what does that say about the rest of the country?
Look, I think there's elections all over the country that are always tough. Look, I think there's some voter registration and other things happening out there in Texas I'm hearing about. I think it's great. I still think Texas is clearly in the win column for the president. I think there's a couple seats that are going to come back. I think Cornyn pulls off the Senate again. I don't think Texas is in play in 2020. I think the left, this is something they want to hear. I think this helps them fundraise. Some other things you played earlier tonight, like the I word, it helps them fundraise. They want to have some kind of momentum because right now all they have is hatred for my boss. They have nothing else to run on. So they're trying to say, hey, there's something occurring.
What candidate concerns you the most?
Look, we get prepared for all the candidates. It's not like I designate one. Right now, the game plan is to build out a large operation across the country, and I think that we're showing that. Like, we're going to have 2 million trained volunteers. That's multiples of what we had in 2016. There are states where last time our budget was $30,000, and our budget this time could be $20–30 million.
What states?
Yeah, I'm not going to get into that because I don't want the Democrats to know what states we're going to, but we're expanding that map. Minnesota's in play now. New Hampshire's in play. Nevada's in play. You know, New Mexico. We're going to be in New Mexico next week.
What about New Mexico? I know people are like, why are you talking about New Mexico? And I want to talk about North Carolina in a second. But New Mexico, I'm hearing from a lot of people that the illegal immigration issue there among Latinos is incredibly motivating because they don't want it.
And our fight against China and what's going on in the tariff. They love that issue. They know that the president's fighting for them and their jobs and their economic futures. As well as that, they actually see what happens with illegal immigration in their states. And I think the president's going to win there. And if we, in every poll and everything I've done, we continue to climb that state. And so the president's going to be out there next week in Albuquerque, and he's going to give that message directly to the people.
Women voters, everyone's saying the suburban women, you got to get suburban women back. Can you get them back?
Yes, I think, look, when this actually becomes a binary race, when it comes to their policies against ours, I still, and I say this all the time, women don't, and mothers in this country do not want their children in breadlines like getting medical care. You know, when they actually have to make the choices of the future of their kids, it's really easy right now when it's, 20 out there and they just say, oh, yeah, this there. But when they actually have to make that choice, I think it's going to be clear they're going to see the president's policies and how they're winning. The lowest unemployment they've ever had.
Brad, great to see you, man. Thanks so much.
Thank you very much for having me.
You're on the hot button. It's just like I am. Everything you say is like die every little. That's just the way it is, man. Yeah.